Hello everyone, I am Fat. I'm the creator of ArenaSweats, and I welcome you to the first ArenaSweats ranked algorithm and leaderboard discussion. So thank you very much for joining me. First of all, thank you everyone for your support. ArenaSweats is obviously something I'm very passionate about, and I'm happy that other people are enjoying it. And yeah, hopefully we can make it better. And I just want to quickly talk about uh, what the concept is for ranked with ArenaSweats. So, first and foremost, we use the True Skill uh, ranked algorithm. True Skill is the industry best practice. It's the best that we have available. So we're going to use that because I'm whatever I come up with is going to be worse than that. So we start there, and then second, ArenaSweats is now open source, so you can have a look on GitHub if you're so inclined and have a look at how it actually works under the hood, the algorithm that runs on millions of games and ranks everyone. So it's there now. And then finally, Arena is a complicated game. 16 players, 8 teams, there's duo, there's groups, there's bravery, there's all sorts of stuff going on. So true skill is not going to be perfect. And so we're going to have to find these problems through through the community finding them, and then I'm going to try and bring the data forward and figure out what the problem is and propose a solution, and then you guys are going to discuss that, and if we are happy with it, then I'll implement it, and that way we can make things better and maintain the integrity of the leaderboard that we're all trying to share and hopefully you know make good use of. So yeah, okay, so I'm going to try and hurry up as we go through this. Alright, I am already yapping, so I'm going to try and get through this content as quick as possible. Forewarning, this presentation is shit, and that's okay. The point is just to get to information to you guys, and not for me to waste time making pretty presentations that will still be terrible. And also, there's quite a bit of numbers and data in this, so I'm going to try and keep it simple. It's just sort of there for people who want to go into more detail, but I'll try and explain it overall. Yeah. Okay, let's get to it. So, first of all, what is the problem? The problem is that True Skill is currently working down to the player level. There's 16 players, and we're feeding them all into the algorithm, and the algorithm is spitting out 16 players with their new ratings after the game. Now, the problem with that is Arena results are at the team level. So when you place third, it's you and your teammate. It's not just you. And there's no way, just in terms of arena results, to know whether you played better or your teammate played better. You both came third. So how do you allocate the rank gains? Do you get more rating increase, or does your teammate get more rating increase? So True Skill is kind of just deciding this, and it's not doing a perfect job. So let's have a look at some examples now and see how it's kind of creating some outliers. So this is a rank 1 player in EU West, this guy here, no name. And yeah, this table of numbers has the details of what happened. So if we look here, this is the rating, so this is this part of the graph here that we're seeing. Now, this person on the first day had a mu of 46. That's super high. When you first start, you have a mu of 25, and somehow in 7 games this person has hit 46. It's really high. Now, interestingly, this person plays 100% of the games with the same person, with their duo, and on the same day, 30th of June, that person played 9 games, and they had a rating increase. Like their mu, for example, went up by 6. Their rating went up by about 700 or something. So sorry, I'm just getting that from looking at the change from here to here. Well, negative 200 to 533, so about 700. But comparatively, this guy went from 25 to 46, so it's probably a mu change of like 2,000, or rating change of like 2,000. So it's massive. Point is that it's just disproportionate how much one person increased compared to another person, even though they played the games together mostly. So here's another example, which is rank 2. This is even more clear cut. This guy's played 44 games, right? And his duo here, Balsa 2, has played 43 games. All of these 43 games were with this person, rank 2 in EU West. Now, rank 2 has played 1 game without their duo, and they came first in that game. And just because of that 1 game, They have 3600 rating here, and their teammate or their duo has 2900. So that's 700 rating difference because of one game. So clearly that's unreasonable when they play almost every game together. And just an interesting additional piece of information. These two players, I believe they're the same players. They played on different accounts together, this time playing every game together, and this time True Skills decided they have exactly the same rank. So in this case, it's literally because of one game that they have a rating difference of 700, right? And one last example of this, of True Skill behaving a bit weird down to the player level, is this guy. This is the rank 1 in Brazil, and basically this person started at a humble 2000 rating and has gone all the way up to 3750, and they've played 108 games, right there, 108 games. Now, 108 games, 105 of them were played with one person, this James Mano guy. And yeah, so 105 games played with this person, and they have a rating of 1800. So, and I believe they have pretty much 105 games played. So it's kind of crazy that this guy is rank 1 with 3700 rating, and this is 1793 after 105 games as well. So, not quite right. You'd expect James to be rated similar to his friend. So, what is the solution? Well, like I was saying, True Skill is going down to the player level, but there's no information to decide how much to rate one player against another player, especially when they're getting the same team placing. They both came third or fifth. So the solution is to have True Skill stop at the team level, and then we have to come up with another way of dealing with allocating the team rating change. So let's say the team gained plus 100 rating, keep it simple, then we need a formula to allocate that plus 100 to the two players. But it shouldn't be done by True Skill. Now, how should that formula look? Well, again, we don't have any information to decide. If two players came first, they both came first. So should it just be 50 to one person or 50 to the other? I would say yes, but the only change to that is if one person has, let's say, 1000 rating and the other person has 3000 rating, then the person with 1000 rating should get more gains than the person with 3000 and less losses, right? If they lose, then the person who's 3000 should cop a bigger rating hit than the person who's 1000. Reason being that they're higher rated, so the onus is kind of on them. They're the better player. And so, yeah, it should be more on them to win and lose. Whereas a person who's way out of their depth, it should be easier for them. So, yeah, this is this idea that the formula needs to make players converge. Now, I'm not saying instantly, I'm just saying it should be a factor that the person who's lower rated should gain and more and lose less compared to the person who's higher rated. So players on a team converge over time to the same rank. This is this idea that we're talking about. So this is the boring stuff I'm not going to go through. This is the actual algorithm that would make this happen. So I'm not going to go through it, but just show it on screen in case anyone wants to stop. But the important thing is there is this concept of convergence. So let's see what that is. So convergence is a parameter that we have to choose, and we can choose any number. And so I'm going to give an idea of what it actually means so that you guys can decide what you think will be a good starting point for convergence. And also, if you like this idea, or if you think that, let's say, maybe True Skill should just do the whole job as it is currently, and we shouldn't try and do better than that, or maybe you think that let True Skill do its thing, but maybe we add a little correction to it if we feel like it's going off track. But yeah, my solution that I would suggest is that we go with True Skill until the team level, because that's when the actual placings stop for coming from the game, like you come first, second, third, fourth, etc. But then after that we need to come up with something else, because there's no way True Skill can do the job. There's no more information to decide which player has done better on the team. So yeah, so let's get back to convergence here. So the idea is, let's say you got a player who is 1000 rating, another player who's 3000 rating. The idea is, let's just look at this top row to keep it simple. So the idea is, one player's 1000 rating, other player's 3000 rating. If they play 69 games together, then they will be 50% closer in rating. So let's say that they, after 69 games, haven't gained or lost any rating. So one guy's still, they haven't gained or lost any rating. What would happen is that the guy who's 1,000, so they had a 2,000 gap between them. Now they would have a 1,000 gap between them, because after 69 games, they're 50% closer. So yeah, and the same goes for this one. Like, let's say at 0.03, after 22.8 games, they'd be 50% closer. So the higher the convergence, the faster these players, because if two players play, let's say they play 10 games solo, and then after that they play 100 games together, you'd expect that when they're solo they might have whatever ranks, but after 100 games together their ranks would probably start to be the same, because they keep playing together, their results are the same, and their opponents are the same. So yeah, so it's just a question of how quickly we want two players who start playing together to start having the same rank. The rank they have depends on the performance in their games. Yeah, so that we don't know, but it's just a question of how quickly they converge. So, like, I would, for example, say that you might want after 35 games, maybe this is a nice middle ground, but you guys think about it and decide, and obviously all the other values are options too. So I'll leave it there. Again, thank you everyone for your support. Yeah, have a chat about it, see what you think. Hopefully, I'm trying things out as well, so maybe this was a good way to do it. Maybe it's too esoteric. Maybe I should just write it. Anyway, give us your thoughts. Enjoy.